All right. Beans. We are alone today because I took the day off and Tracy has to work. So, Beans. We're going to do a couple things today. Zach, our sound guy, is asking for some sound on the pots. So, we're going to work on the pots a little bit. Pot has a no sound to it, and it breaks in the dungeon. And we want to be able to apply a sound to that when it breaks. So let's see, is there a pot around here real quick? Or do I need to get a different seed? Oh, this one right there. Boop. All right. I don't need to exit. I can literally just close the game. That'll do it. So let's look at the pot. Pot is just a pot. It's a pot. We're going to have to add an audio clip. Does it break pot? Huh. That's an interesting way of doing it. I could have just done a. I could have just done an animation controller, networked animation controller. Wouldn't need to do this at all. This could just go to the server. I could cut down some network traffic. To do, change this to a server only RPC command and use a network animator to sync the animation state. Yeah, that would be, I believe, less. But fine, we could do a little bit of a sound here. This starts a coroutine to destroy this. If you're a client, you break this. So we're going to do a. We're getting rid of the audio manager. Audio source, get component, audio source. We're going to kill this. We're going to do this. We're going to generate a field for audio source. And we're just going to do an audio source that play. I wonder if play one shot is better. I think that's. Sure. Just want to see. That's. I'd be curious what this one is. See, because that's showing that that's. Where's the boy? He is. I don't have a way of showing you, but he's right here. Down. He's on the box next to me. He's right there. But you can't see him, right? I don't think I can. No, I can't. I cannot see the boy. And he decided to. He decided to come sit next to me. Oh yeah. But yes, he is always a snoozosaurus. Sorry, I couldn't find the mute quick enough. Oh, blow my nose. Okay, back to what we were trying to do. We do that. That should just play the music, sound, whatever. Boop. So all we need to do is add an audio source. Any audio source needs to have a clip. I'm going to just put some clip in here just to make the sound. Oh, use the rooster. He's loud enough. This is a sound effect. We're not going to play on awake. We're not going to loop. And the thing is it kind of is a 3D sound. And its minimum distance is probably like 8, 5. And its max distance is maybe like 15. I don't really know. Why is it not on the graph at all? Am I being weird? Why is the graph not showing me the sound? There it goes. Let's give it a shot. Okay, we're gonna have to probably put out a build later to turn the sound on. Yeah, it worked. Okay, stop coming after me. Stop it. Let's take a look at the pot and its distances. Oh, that's big. I didn't think it was that big. 5 and 50. Yeah, I guess so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's probably 5. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Yeah, that is definitely 5. Okay, so it's 5 at a radius level. It's the distance. Oh, it's probably more like a 3 or a 4. And then probably like a, no. Yeah, maybe like that. That's probably better. 4 and a 6. Trying to hit it from here. Yeah. Okay. Sounds yummy. So let's do a 4 and a 6. I'm going to pull the rooster off of here, see if it crashes. I don't think it does. Try to hit play on one. It doesn't. I think it crashes. Don't think it does anything. Let's find out. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. I can also put the silent one in there. Put. Okay. So I gotta take some pictures. I gotta send this to Zach today. Actually, I think I gotta do this on GitHub. I think he asked for. Nope, he did not. New issue. Pot sound effects. I'm gonna put some pictures up here. Actually, I only need one picture. One big picture. Do some. That took a picture of nothing. Cool. There we go. It's okay. You love the pets? Oh, you love all the pets. He's quite a happy boy today watching movies with me. Quite a happy boy. So we're going to do some arrows for Zach. That's how we do this. We tell him to type pot. We tell him to poke the blue one. Because that's important. And then we tell him use your audio source. Boop. He knows what to do with that. That's all he's got to do. Copy. Put that in the GitHub ticket. Sound effects has been added. Or sound effect audio source has been added. Comma, enjoy. Create. We're going to assign this to Zach. I never. You know, one real dumb thing about GitHub, the assignee button only shows you, and you have to filter the assignees. I wish it would show everyone so I knew what their names were. I have no idea what his name is. There it is. Stupid. Show me everybody. There's a problem with that. GitHub assignees. Show me everyone. No, it does not do that. Lame. Okay, let me check this in for him. Oops, didn't mean to do that. No, I don't want to save the picture. Stop it. Oh, GitHub. I'm gonna say pot sound effects issue number 365. Okay, we're gonna check that sucker in. It's gonna have all my ability stuff in it, but that's okay. The abilities are fine to go. It's a prototype. It's not touching anything. Ability version 2 and pot sound effects. Hashtag 365. Create pull request. Merge. Confirm merge. There you go, Zach. I need to get more drink. While we do, I'm throwing an ad. Okay, I am back. I think the ads are still running for those on Twitch. It's all right. Do I have any bugs on GitHub that I should fix before I go into my next thing? Player color indicator is white on a second game, huh? That's a weird one. Let's see if we can reproduce it. We can reproduce it. Shall be. How do we get? How do we get through the dungeon? Oh no! This is from a main menu. Did Nicole tell me actually how to do it? No, I wrote it. It's on the second game. Yeah, it comes in from 2 multiplayer games. Okay, all right, let's see what we can do. I think I know why. No, I don't want to be on the town. I need to be in the main menu. Stop it. Oh, what kind of music mood I'm in today. I don't want to listen to that. Nah. Yep. All right, we started a new game. We're like la-di-da-di-da, we're orange, la-di-da-di-da, yay orange, la-di-da-di-da, yay orange. Exit. Start game. Be white. Reproducible. Y. Turn off the sound effects. You're loud and annoying. Okay. What did I call that thing? It was the hero indicator ring. Yep, there she be. And we need to change these colors too. Tracy, you still there? Orange, magenta, cyan. I need another color. Maybe green? For the colors of the players underneath them, what colors you want? I have orange, magenta, cyan. Purple is too close to magenta. I don't have blue, like a dark blue or a green. Let's see if we can pick some colors. Color picker. I have an orange. Could definitely do a well green on the grass. That's why I was avoiding it. Yep, now I remember. Maybe like a red, orange, yellow. Blue might be the color. Because green, yeah, on the grass, you're going to. I think I might have been avoiding blue a little bit too, but if I go with a real deep blue. Freaking pink. Nah, because I got magenta. Yellow. A bright yellow might do it. Yellow's what? Between half red, half green or something like that? Or full green? 255. 0 blue. 128. No, that puts me in a green mode. I need more red in that. 192. 255. Wow, that's pure yellow. Let's do it. Red, let's crank it up. Let's crank up green. Let's turn off blue. Gets me a yellow. All right. Let's see what that looks like when we're all in the game later. Okay, let's put a pause break here. Let's see what these values are. All right, so the player index is 0, which means I can be the first color. Yep. I exit. Load the main menu. Go to, my phone's buzzing? My phone buzzing. Oh, thanks. Start game. What? The hero ring indicator didn't trigger at all? Well, that was unexpected. That was very unexpected. Oh, it did trigger. The session manager's dead. And it's not coming back alive. Okay, that is the problem. It's not that the ring is bad. It's that I don't recognize the fact that the session manager has been murdered and it's in the dead of night. What spawns the session manager? The session manager is spawned on the main menu manager. It creates, this is the network, this triggers. This thing is supposed to spawn the session manager once the session is connected to a network game. And it's basically just not doing that. Okay. Let's see what it does. Okay, if you're running, it's going to wait until we are connected. So now it's chilling. I start game. It's connected. Life is peachy. And then I see the session manager here. You are a networked object. You're chilling out. You are owned by the server. You are spawned. You are running. I exit. Should not exist right now. Should don't. That's why. Yeah, this is not going to trigger again. It's only triggering on run. Wow, this is a way bigger problem than just the indicator ring turning the wrong color. Or not a color for that matter, just say it's white. This is that the game is in a broken state coming back in. Half of the networking objects haven't been created. And the game has started. Managers is brand new. Then it goes into a don't destroy on load situation. I need this to destroy itself and start over. Shit. Huh. So for the network manager, I actually destroy it on the main menu manager. Create a new one. Interesting. I wonder if I have to do that with the managers. Blow this fucker right the hell out of the water. Attach this to the main menu manager. If it exists, destroy it. Yeah, I have to. Hmm. Wasn't expecting that. Alright, this should be an easy-ish fix. So we're gonna ask for a manager prefab. And we are literally going to, okay, we're going to pull this out of here. Make this a new function. Extract method. The method's going to be called create network manager. Let's just call it that for now. Then we're going to do the same thing with a create managers instance. Create a new function. Happy days. We're going to copy this sucker. We're going to do this one a little differently because I don't need to hesitate on this one. I can just do it. Oh, if managers exists, this is not the best code in the world, but whatever. I don't need to worry about all that. We're just going to friggin' destroy it. And we're then going to do a I don't have to spawn this one. I can just create it, right? Yeah. Okay. Not what I thought was going to happen. Oh, kaboom. Oh, because I had a reference to it from the scene, not from the actual object. Dumbass. Done. Okay. Well, that's a good sign. Back in the game. Oh, yeah. Who's orange? Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. Now, I need to run another instance of Unity and make sure that that works. For the client as well. Un momento while that loads. Maybe we'll go on a 1 minute ad break because that could be a minute. While we find new song to listen to. All right, that took exactly a minute. Good timing. Oh, I don't want to start game. Dum dum. Ah, shit. Oh, what that just did. Hopefully it didn't break everything. I am purple. So I'm going to exit. Kind of curious what the manager is. Hmm. The client, this looks funny. Managers, right there. I start game. Oh, goddamn. Stop putting start game. Join game. In the town. Managers is there. Network managers is there. If I exit, it's crashing a bunch, for one. I believe I know why, because that's just messages coming from the server that I destroying spawned objects and stuff, yeah. But is that causing the manager not to now function? There's no manager. That's weird. Let me see something. Uh-oh, I'm gonna sneeze again. come the main menu manager is not here? Blow my nose. I feel the tickle. All right, let's attach the Unity, see what that's doing. Supposedly creating an instance of it. It's destroying the old one. Spawned it. But it's not there. Which means something on here is destroying it. But then it's being added back. Is the debug manager freaking throwing that in there? I hope not. Okay, so the player manager does not destroy the object. Player manager only destroys it if the instance exists, so that shouldn't do it. Oh, this code is absolutely garbage. You wanna get down? Hi! You uncomfortable? Okay, nope, we're good. Just wanted to get her head out of the blankie. Hi! Oh yeah! Oh, that's good scratches. Good scratches. So the thing is, the game might be actually behaving the way I want it to behave. But I don't remember if I want the manager to exist or not to exist. If you... You know, let me look at something. Why is it... Oh, it's not here for him either. Okay, it's not. It does get added. How is it being added? Now it's there. Is freaking debug manager taking care of that? Because if that's the case, that's bad. The debug manager does not run. In a built solution. Doesn't even exist. Debug mode. Where are you? Debug Fixer is a special dumbass thing that I made so that way you can start in any scene. And if you're not in the Unity editor, take a hike. Destroys itself. And it basically says, if I'm a dead situation, spawn the manager. That is the only reason the manager is getting respawned. Both on the client and the server. That's not good. Okay, then there's a problem, just period. In menu manager, let's look at this manager. So the player manager doesn't seem to be doing anything. The don't destroy on load is normal. Oh, no, it's not. Why is this in here? This is supposed to be just a don't destroy unload. This is literally destroying and disabling it. This component, not this object. Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't even need to do this. That's pointless. It's not, there's no, I mean, I guess it makes the code a little cleaner. Fine, I understand what I'm doing there. Thought it was destroying the whole object. Game event listener is definitely not killing anything. That can be minimized. Scene tracker, what are you doing on startup? This could probably be pulled out. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to stop filtering. I'm going to do the same thing here. Anywhere on these classes, I'm destroying the object. Just in case. This thing's got to die. I got to delete this thing. Put that there. Okay. So there are 3 classes on this thing that could destroy this game object. One of them is probably doing it. Okay. Managers is there, as it should be. Start game. Lovely. We're orange. We have a managers. We leave. There it is. The player settings. This player manager's killing it. It thinks there's an instance. Poof. The scene tracker's destroying it, and the audio manager's destroying it. All 3 of them tried to kill it, and they did. 3 of them successfully caused the destroy to fire. And is that before or after we tried to initiate it? I might have to do a destroy immediate. I have a feeling that's what that is. Yep. Either destroy immediate or coroutine to hesitate. Let another frame go by. Yep, I told it to die. And it still has the old instance. Let's try that. Where are you? Destroy immediate. You are strongly recommended to use destroy instead. No, we're going to try this first. Save. Reload. managers is there? The destroy immediate was a good thing there. All right, that works. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start a game. We should be colored. No! Object not set to a reference of an object. Whoops. Bring me to that line of code. Why are you being a pain? Bring me to, please, or don't. Love it. Thanks. Why are you being an asshole? Oh. I have a fight now between the managers and the network manager because the network manager still thinks it's connected for that quarter of a second. Son of a bitch. Little things here. It's the little things that kill you. It really does. All right. So we want to destroy this. And we're going to pull this out. And then we're going to pull this out. We're going to rename this sucker. We're going to call this create managers. And we're going to have this new function called create managers. This at least gives me, oh yeah, that's probably the same reason why I did this quarter second. I was waiting for another frame to go by so that that thing would be destroyed. Let's see. Yeah, I should have probably done a destroy immediate here, but it's fine. We're going to chill. What we're going to do is we're going to chill a quarter second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do something stupid. Yield return. Wait until we can't find that. Wait until we can't find this. So stupid. Don't love this. I could do a destroy immediate, but that does feel worse. I do need to ensure both objects have been destroyed before recreating them. Otherwise, there are erase conditions and weird bugs. Yes, there are. Thanks for the help for filling that in, GitHub Copilot. I was sarcastic. I was not attempting to manager. I was not trying to make GitHub Copilot sound cooler than it is, because it's not. Now, managers can exist before network manager. That should work. All right, let's see what that does. Oh, the sleepy doggy. Managers, network manager, looks good. Object not set to a reference. Profiles panel. What? It's looking for the player manager. Son of a bitch. Fine. Fine. Just keep solving all these stupid little problems. Hey, that looks right. That looks right. That looks right. Okay. Let's reload the multiplayered instance of this. All right, the multiplayer one has got a manager, yay, and a network manager, yay. We're gonna join game. We are purple. We're gonna exit the game. We're gonna get a bunch of crashes. I'm gonna have to figure that out. How do I ignore network transform issues when the target has been despawned? Because it doesn't exist. Yeah, I know it does not exist. I'm not spawning objects with disabled game objects. It's just because we've logged out. So I'm gonna have to look into that. It's a ton of them. Yeah, destroy a spawned object because it's. I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, join game. Sweet. Exit. Managers. Network manager. Join game. Oh. Okay. Should be fixed. Okay. Let's go to GitHub. Fixes the hero indicator ring and networking restart issues. Networking slash manager. This is ticket number. What ticket number are we on here? I lost my GitHub. Ticket number 349. Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Color code indicator. Commit that sucker. Push. Push. Preview. Create. Create. Pull request. Let's push that into the main branch. I'll have to test that later on with everybody. Let's see here. Reading the notes that Gemini threw on my PR just to see if there's anything real broken about this. I can actually see what I'm reading if you don't. So this was just talking about my ability system. I just checked in about an hour ago. The system uses, yep. That I got to continue on this. This thing needs a bit more work, but it's coming along. And this guy, the sound effects prefab, yep, nothing wrong with that. New ability asset prefabs, yep, because I was just testing some stuff out with this. Sandbox scene updates, yep, I was playing around with this. Sandbox ability executor, high priority issue here. It agrees with my to-do. Agrees with my to-do. Okay, I'll do it one day. Just not today. Thanks for that. Medium thing here. Execute effects method appears to be unused within this class. Oh, that's okay. That is okay. Every class is going to be different there. I have to take a look at that. And then the ability controller. What are you mad about that? The current implementation of get attachment point attempts to recache all. Yes, I know that. Yes, I do need to find it, but no. See, once in the awake, the problem is you don't know if something else has been added. Yeah, this is what my code used to look like actually, but this really should not happen. This should be very rare, but yeah, I don't know. Yep, I know. Yep, that I know too, but there's no way around that. Yep, I know that too. But hmm, that's interesting that that's in there. That's old code. All right, nope, nothing real wrong with that change or pull request. Take a look at the new one that I just threw some text on. See if I found anything weird with this. Refactor the menu manager to ensure proper destruction and reinitialization of the managers and network manager. Yep, addressing potential race conditions and ensuring a clean state upon scene restarts. That's correct. That's what I was trying to do. Change one of the indicator rings for visual consistency. Yep. Adjustments to the main multiple UI elements within the main menu scene have their anchor in position. Oops. I don't think I did that, but okay. Player manager dependency enforcement added a wait until. Yep, that makes sense. I'll have to look at that, see what it's talking about. Yeah, I was curious about that. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong with those. Nothing at least freaking game breaking. So we're gonna put up a build, I believe. Get a build going so that I can test that functionality later. Okay. What other bugs do we got while I get that build going? I don't think any. I'm gonna mark the player color indicator as ready for testing. What other issues I got open? Ah, the party window. I totally disabled the party window. I don't even have it in the game anymore. And then the barrel boy sees through walls. Oh, what is going on, my doggy? Hi. Why did you just groan all to yourself? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, you stinky. You baking in your own little stink over there? You love it? Oh, yeah. Let's tuck him in. Let's tuck in the doggy. Oh, yeah. The doggy's always wanting some good head scratches, right? Some good heckin' scratches. Never turns down a good head and neck scratch. Mm-mm. Okay. We gotta fix this chair this weekend, Enix. We're gonna go over to Paz, and we're gonna get ourselves a new bolt. And we're gonna fix this chair. We're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna get a real bolt. We're gonna ratchet that sucker on there. It ain't coming off ever. I'm gonna weld it on there, Enix. Weld it. That's what they should have done. Just weld these chairs together. Oh yeah, I scratched the neck. Okay. So I'm at a bit of a weird. Oh, he got down. He wants down. I want to be able to use Unity's. I should say, I want to be able to seed the dungeon. And I want the user to be able to read the seed. And that is normal for a game like mine. Ours, whatever you want to fuck call it. The problem is, I have very little understanding of Unity's seed system on its uh, random class that it has. And what little I know about it, it doesn't work like I thought it would. And I'm going to research this a little bit. So we're going to do a little research today. And basically, my understanding is that there's a set function, and the set function takes in an integer. The read function returns a structure, and that structure is not an integer in any way. I believe it has 3 properties or 4 properties, and that is not configurable to go between the two of them. So, not really sure why they chose to do that. I would have thought the set would be the structure and the read would be the structure, and then, or I would think that the set would be the integer and the read would be the integer, or long, or pick a number. Right? Doesn't really matter. I'm not even sure why they went with a structure because an 8-byte number or a 4-byte number can represent a pretty ridiculous amount of variance. I really don't know what they were thinking, or I don't understand it. So I'm not saying that it's wrong or that it's weird. I just don't understand it enough for me to be okay with it. All seeding that I've ever done in the past, just pass it along, and you say what is your current seed value basically, and for lack of better words, and it tells you along. So it was fairly simple and fairly understandable for me in the past. Almost done building, almost done pushing this up to Steam. I actually need this. I need to update this code on my pipeline to spit out the version number of the game so that way I can see. So let's see here. Kind of want a snack. So before I do research, I might go get me a little snack. All right, that is pushed to the beta branch. Play around with that with Jeff and Nicole later. All right, I shall return in 2 minutes with a snack, and we're going to do some research. Be right back. Waiting for the ad break to end. Found me a half a bag of Cape Cod chips. I think I want my chip fingers, because get my fingers all nasty. Nobody wants nasty, greasy fingers while they're using their mouse and their keyboard. Let me go get my fingers. Well, I opened this bag of chips, but I have a feeling I'm going to get a visitor even though he went to the bed to go to sleep. He's going to hear the crunching. All right, yeah, it's over. We're going to pull up some Unity docs and see what the hell this does. Yep, we understand how range works. Serves as the same purpose as the system.random, yep. Differs in a couple ways. Yep, that's important that the state is globally shared across all scenes. Yep. Don't gotta instance the damn thing. Whoop. Okay, that's good to know. It's not thread safe. If I do want my own, should use system.random. Yeah, but it does flow based and other random styles. I hope random doesn't have. The methods in this Unity engine.random are measured to be 20 to 40% faster than Microsoft system.random. That's impressive. Considering in my style of game, the random is very important. We have a random layout. We're procedurally trying to generate where the enemies spawn, the players are, and what they're doing, and all this nonsense. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, you can get ambiguous references. That's nothing. I don't mind that at all. So now, how to deal with your goddamn seeding. To learn how to save and restore the state of random, see state. Alright, let's go there. Cool. Maybe I'll learn something. Almost done my chips. Nom nom nom. Tracy, you left me like More than half the bag. Would you eat like 2 chips and put this away? Alright, Chippo's gone. Yeah, see, that's where I was getting killed, right here. So if you set the seed to a number, you cannot retrieve it. But why? Random.state can be serialized. Yeah, that's... Why would you go back? Values from step 5 and 6 will be equal to those from step 3 and 4. Because you can set the state back. Okay, so you don't need to... Okay. And values of 1 and 2 will be the same as 7 and 8, right? Because we did this. So this is equivalent to this. But my problem is this state object is a freaking ridiculous thing for a human to enter. So that doesn't solve my problem. Gets or sets the full internal state of the random number generator. The property can be used to save and restore previously saved state of the random number generator. Note that the state is serializable so that determinism can be preserved across sessions. Determinism is an important trait in many scenarios such as multiplayer games, reproducible simulations, and unit testing. Yeah, but so is setting the initial state to a seed. You... No, because you can save in between. That's interesting. Okay, okay. Call initial state with a simple seed. This is a one-way operation and cannot be retrieved. Setting state using state previously retrieved from the same property. This cannot be constructed by the user. That is the problem. I have a way to set it. I have a way to retrieve it, but then I don't have a way to set it by a user, a player. Yuck. So what I could do, when you go into the dungeon, I missed a couple chips. Maybe when the town spawns, I could set the seed to a random number. What does a init state take? A log? Takes an int. The random number generator is not truly random, but produces... I know that. The point in which the sequence where a particular run of a pseudo-random values begins is selected by using an integer called the seed value. Yep, we know that. This prevents the same run of values from occurring each time a game is played and thus avoids predictable gameplay. It is sometimes useful to produce the same run of pseudo, so by setting the seed yourself. You might set your own seed, for example, when you generate a game level procedure. Yes! You can use randomly chosen elements to make the scene look arbitrarily and natural, but the seed to preset value. But set the seed to a preset value before generating. This will make sure that the same random pattern is produced each time the game is played. The seed is randomly initialized at startup. That's an interesting way of setting the initial state. Just date time now.ticks. Thought that was a long, but yeah. Whatever. The seed cannot be retrieved once set. The pseudo-randomization algorithm stores its internal state in a more complex set of numbers. However, the state can be loaded and stored via the state property, which works with the opaque but serializable state. What is in state? Cool. You don't tell me whatsoever. Cool. Thanks for telling me you hold all the stuff, but you don't tell me what's in the stuff. So let's go look. Random dot state. What? Oh, it's probably Unity random. Hold on. Unity engine dot random dot state. What are you? State. State dot what? Absolutely nothing is public. Are you what? Let's go look. Everything is private. And they are absolutely useless. Why not make them public? Okay. Well, this is what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking that when the town loads, I'm going to just put this garbage away. But I'm thinking while the town loads, I am going to use the system.random to set a random seed value. Now, this really only matters on the server. Clients don't give a shit about the state. They don't do any randomization on the client side that I recall. I could put it there. It's not a big deal, but I could also have the server send the value down to the clients. So that way they have that value to use this. They're on the same seed, right? Which is totally doable. And while you're in the town, the host could set that. Hmm. Let's write some code. Seed manager. Tab manager and network object? No. This is actually fairly simple. Network object. It's an in-scene network object. And we're going to do seed manager script. I'm going to add this to core. And I'm going to add this a new folder called managers, I guess. It's going to be the seed manager. And the seed manager is going to have some fairly simple code behind it. This shouldn't be too bad. I haven't done this in a little bit. Well, I might have to grab some code from another spot here, but fairly simple. We are going to create a private I don't want them to set it through the thing, or should I? Could I set it through the editor? Who cares? No, we're going to make this private. We can expose it from a read-only perspective if we want. Network variable. And that's it. Oh, thanks. Cool. Then we're going to do a private void awake. We're not destroying this on load because we don't care. And we're going to do a seed equals, I think there was a better way of doing this. Seed equals that. Everybody's able to read it. The server's only the one allowed to write it. And the current value is that. And that is where we do something a little different. We do var random equals new system.random. And we're going to say generated seed is that. And we're going to put that in there. And that, if I remember correctly, nope, click the wrong button. Gets a random number between 1 and 2.4 billion. Cool, glad that worked. There we go. Returns a random integer. Returns a, let's see, without an overload, or I'm sorry, without a parameter. I don't want int with a next. I want int with a nothing. There it is. 32-bit signed integer. Okay, a signed integer that is greater than its int.max value. Max value is what, 2.1 billion? All right, not 2.4. Plenty of numbers to play with there. Okay, that's fine. And then what ends up happening is now that is available to all of the things as memorized. And what I can do, ooh, no, this can't be here, doofus. Public void override. Nope. Network behavior. Public override void. Network spawn. Poof. There we go. So we're going to do if is server. We're going to generate the seed. We're going to pull this out of here. We're going to put this in a private void generate seed. And we're going to do this instead. I don't know how this initial value works. I think it's smart. Huh. You know, might be just better to do that. And we'll set it. Do this. I need to see how I do this in the other ones. Control F, find this somewhere else. Ooh, not current project, probably current solution. Do I do that? Oh, I do it in the awake. It's for everyone. The server does not. Okay, that's how that works. All right, I thought you had to only create that on this. Yeah, I guess it makes sense though, from the client side's perspective. 0. Everybody gets it. If you're the server, we generate a new one. Say seed.value equals generated seed. We can actually don't even need to do that. Don't make a new variable. Random doesn't have a dispose, right? Nope. Okay. Then, if is client, we're gonna attach to its value change. And we're gonna do this to generate the value change. And we're gonna say when the value changes, we're gonna do a unity.random. Unity engine, I can type random.initial state, and we're gonna give it the new value. Now I don't think the on seed change triggers if it's already set. And the server definitely needs the seed as well, so we need to. Let's see what that does. I don't think it does though. So put that there. Okay. Play. Okay, so the seed manager did not trigger the on seed spawn because I'm not on seed change because the seed didn't change, but it was initialized. Or I'm a liar because I forgot to attach. Cool. I don't think it will. I don't think the odds. I don't think the on value change triggers. It does not. Okay. So we need to always set the initial state based on the current state of the seed dot value. So very simple thing. No matter if you're client of the server, you need to listen to said change. I feel like this is going to trigger on the server, which is weird. Because I shouldn't say the server, on the host, because the host is a client and a server at the same time. So he generated the seed. Actually, what's funny is he's not setting the seed. You know, let's see if that triggers. Setting the value to a whole huge ass number. Works just fine. Okay. Now what we can do is this. Debug.log. Thought it was debug. Am I like in... Get out of system.diagnostics. Why is Unity Engine not frickin' be up there? I'll be a jerk. Debug.log. Current seed. This would allow... There's a nice algorithm to convert 4 bytes into alphanumeric that is only using A through Z, lower, upper. The kicker with that is I do plan on doing multilingual, and I do know that some languages are not going to use all the letters, so maybe numbers are just the best. Oh, I'll think about that. How do I do that? I need to do that here. So I'm using C#'s implementation of randomization to generate a seed. Why am I doing that? I'm doing that because if I'm setting the seed of Unity's randomization, the next seed that I would actually pull has a chance, depending on the time between events that have happened, to always trigger the next seed to be the same. So an example of this is if I set the seed to 4, I went into the dungeon and then immediately escaped from the dungeon. So the only events that triggered there was the chest got spawned, the enemies got put into random places, the dungeon layout was done. And I immediately hit exit. That means enemies haven't moved, enemies haven't decided to do anything with their AI. I haven't opened any chests, which really will screw up the seed, because that triggers a bunch of randomness on what items to drop. If I immediately exit and I go right back into the dungeon, I'll get a different layout. But if I repeat that same step, I'll get the same thing every time. Every time. That first layout will be set because I set the seed. The second layout will be identical. Even though it's supposed to be the next random one, the seed itself is now in a state where it's just repeating the same Groundhog Day over and over again. So I'm using Unity's random as the dungeon and the game randomization. But I'm going to use C#'s randomization in order to generate the seed. They are independent of each other. The system.random functionality is uncorrupted. It should still be random, though it is slower according to Unity. I'm only asking for one value every time I load the town. How many times are you going to load the town during one run? 4, maybe. So I'm not too worried about that. Now what this also gives me, though, this gives me the ability to share the seed across all of the clients. This gives me the ability to save the seed and present it to the user. Right now, I'm only logging it to the file that basically somebody could go look at and be like, oh, I was on this seed. So let's see if that actually works. Yep, there's my seed number. Now, if I go down here, seed number, yep. Okay. That's technically logging it to the game's log file as well. So that means if Jeff or Nicole or whatever Tracy's playing the game, I do have the ability to take a look at what seed they just ran on and be like, yo, show me what you got. That'll allow me, from a developer perspective, to be able to set that. Now, what if I want them to set it? I need some sort of text box to pop up, which is possible. So basically, I'm going to make a new function here. And I'm going to say public void set seed. And I'm going to take in a value. I'm going to make a new function actually too. Public void get seed int value. Nope. No, what am I doing? I'm going to do just a return. I'm just going to do a return seed.value. So this can be run on anybody, client or server, doesn't matter. But this is going to say if we're not the server. Oh, get out of here, best views. Out. Ban. So we're not going to just return. The hell just happened there? Oh. We're going to log this. Hopefully later on we can log this to the console window or something. Only the server can set the seed. Yep. Otherwise, we're going to do it. I'm going to log that just because whenever I create this later on, seed set to value. I'm going to log that because I don't want somebody in the town to set it and then me not realize that it was set. So I'm looking at the logs. I need to be able to see that it was actually logged. That will set the new value based on the server setting the value. And if the server sets the value, it'll trigger the on-seed change. On-seed change will log it as well on the client side. So that should work. I've got to build like a whole console window runner thing. Because I would really, I'm just going to type this here. Really what I want them to be able to do is say like seed.set and then them open up the parentheses and kind of do this and whatever. Or I do something like this or something, right? So that way From a user perspective, I'm basically going to have to break the gonna have to break up the first half. It's almost like it's not a programming language, but it's a settable language. I'm gonna have to break up the first half into things that are meaningful, and then somehow write some code that either uses that from a reflection standpoint to actually find the classes and find the values to set, or I gotta just parse it. And if I'm gonna have to make my own functions like enemy dot clear, right? So I know what that is, right? That's gonna be an interesting son of a gun. Right now, not important. This was important now. Being able to log that seed to the logs of the file and or the Unity editor allows me to debug some stuff a little bit better. Maybe. Okay. All right, with that in mind, I might be done here today. I'm actually gonna probably run another build. Why did this change? Oh, I made a new folder. What the hell happened there? I didn't touch that. I will murder you. That absolutely should have this in the front. What the hell? What the hell? Let's go take a look. Main menu. Manager. Why did you change? Control S. It put it back. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Seed manager. Seed manager. Now this will die. Let me make sure that this does die. This should die in the dungeon. It should not. Doesn't need to be set in the dungeon. Once you're in the dungeon, the seed you got is the seed you got. You don't get anything more than that. There should be no seed manager here. No. And that means things should work. Yes, they do. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Seed manager and setting initial values. Lovely. Push to origin. Push it. Right, pull request. Go. Push it. Merge it. Confirm it. Click it. Do it. All right. That's going to end our time today. Appreciate anybody who hung around and stuck with us today. We should be back in a couple of days here to do some more coding. So yes, thanks for anybody who's watching. Have a good day. We will see you later.